Hello guys, how are we all doing and welcome back to the FIFA 19 Manchester City career match. Hope you're all doing really well and enjoy this video. If you do, as always, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on it, always hugely appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here and leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. You can see we're currently looking at the starting 11, and the reason for that is I mentioned last episode I was looking at a change of system and we've tweaked it slightly, but we've not changed anything too major. I think our biggest problem has realistically been the fact that we've struggled to defend leads once we've got them, and I was tempted to perhaps drop Bernardo Silva out, put De Bruyne in and put Toussaint and Fernandinho, but I thought it was a bit too defensive, and maybe that's something we could do in game when we've got a lead going towards the end of a game. But what I have done, after a few of you guys commented in the last episode, we've made some tactical changes. We've now gone on to pressure on heavy touch and fast build up, and I've also put Fernandinho on to stay back while attacking as well, something that I hadn't previously done. But you should be familiar at this moment, I would have thought, with the league. You can see here we're significantly trailing behind Spurs, but we have got a game in hand. We can close that gap with a win with our game in hand, which I think is against Fulham, which is our second game in today's episode. But we need to win 10 games out of 10 now if we've got any chance of winning that league, because Tottenham, if I click on the standings, you will see have been absolutely outrageously good this season. They have only lost 2 games all season, so to expect them to drop, you know, a significant amount of points in their last 9 games is a big ask. And yeah, we need to do everything in our power to close that gap, and that starts with our first game today against West Ham. So let's get stuck into this and hopefully get the ball rolling on a strong run-in. Here we go then, guys. Game number 1 being played under lights at the Etihad Stadium against West Ham, a team who provide a perfect example of how we've been this season. We played these at the Olympic Stadium earlier in the year, the London Stadium, whatever it's called, and we went 1-0 up, dominated the game. Then with almost the last kick of the game, West Ham came back into it with a Mark Noble screamer, and that's the kind of scenario we need to avoid being in, the kind of scenario where we've dominated a game. If we're 1-0 up with 5 minutes to go, I need to bring on the likes of Toussaint, help see it out, and that's something that I'm guilty of not doing. Hopefully today we're going to go in with that mentality of starting off attacking, get the lead, and then make sure we don't throw it away. So hopefully that will be the case. We'll take a look at the lineups in just a second, see how West Ham are lining up as well as ourselves. I think another issue is, as you see our lineup here, we've got Edison in goal, Walker, Stones, Laporte and Mendy at the back. We've then got Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne making up the midfield. Sorry, we've got Laporte Toussaint because of Fernandinho, and then we've got Sterling, Sane and Aguero making up the attack. But I was going to mention the fact that we've not been able to keep our strongest 11 together as much as I'd like, due to a combination of injuries, stamina, and that's the reason that Fernandinho's not in today. It's a stamina issue, and there's been too much of that this season. There's been too much changing around, and that is another reason it's cost us, I think, in the second half of the season. But West Ham are coming out like this. They've got Fabianski in goal, and they're actually going with their back four of Leighton, Diop, Balbuena and Neufville. Don't know who that is. In the midfield they've got Obiang and Herrera anchoring, with a front attacking three, if you like, of Yarmolenko, Felipe Anderson and Wilshere in support of Arnautovic. Now, as I say, we've got 10 games left. We need to get 30 points out of 30 realistically, and we've got some tough games coming up as well. We've got Chelsea to play, Tottenham to play, United to play. These are the kind of games that should be 100% wins. Let's hope that could be the case. I'll tell you, that's a great piece of play there. Aguero's going to pick it up as well. Leroy Sane going to look to go back to Aguero. This is a positive start. Sergio Aguero to give us an early lead. Good save, but Sterling on the follow-up. Come on. 1-0 lead, early doors. Raheem Sterling pokes home after the Aguero initial shot was saved. This is what we want to see. More of this, please. Sterling getting on the score sheet, but it was a start with intent. We've come out the traps quick, and more importantly, we've taken the flipping chance. So often we've created chances and not taken them. But Sane, a good ball to Aguero. Decent save by Fabianski, but he was never going to get into that rebound. Let's build on it. Come on. Nice bit of play for the first time here by West Ham, actually getting hold of the ball. But defended it well. Benjamin Mendy, well played. We've got Sane on the ball now. Looking in the middle for De Bruyne, spreads it out wide first time to Raheem Sterling, who got the early goal, of course, and this is good. Nice movement. Kyle Walker, Sterling's on the edge. We've got to go for goal here. Raheem Sterling, shots blocked. It's fell nicely though, and that's a good save from Fabianski. It was a bit of a snapshot on the weak side of Aguero, his left foot. But I'll tell you what, Fabianski still did well to get to this. It was a really nice effort first time. Look at that great hand. Just going to build up again here. Bernardo. De Bruyne. Good ball. Sané's in space here. It's not the best first touch by Sané, but it's still going. Yes, that is what we needed. It's 2-0. Leroy Sané gives us the insurance goal. He peeled off. His first touch wasn't actually great at all then. It actually put him a bit wider than I would have liked, but he managed to recover it well and slam it home on that strong left foot that he's got. Aguero did well to find him first time, but look at that first touch, took him right into the path of the defender. Thankfully though, he's got the pace, that kept him away from the defender, and that is the insurance goal we need. Roshan Nidge here is going in behind. No Phil, down this left hand side. Let's not even give them hope. If they get one goal, that is when the pressure will really, really start to build. The ball goes in, dealt with well, well played. And Aguero's done fantastic as well there to pick out Leroy Sané under high, high pressure. He's carried on his run as well. Sergio Aguero going to have to knock this on because he's under massive pressure still. And it's Raheem Sterling to put this once and for all to bed. And he does. It's a brace for Raheem Sterling that makes it City 3, West Ham 0 at the Etihad. And this is more what we like to see. Great performance. Got that second goal, which was the insurance policy, and now we really have well and truly put it to bed with Sterling. He's got a double in this game. Great counter-attack, and that should be that. Sterling again making some great moves at the top that I've noticed there. And Aguero as well. Can we pick out Sergio? We have. Is that a pen? I think it is a penalty, you know, and Sergio Aguero, who'd usually take it, he's about to be pulled off and replaced by Gabriel Jesus, but Stonewall penalty. This could be 4-0, and this is the statement win that we needed to try and close this gap at the top. It is a penalty. It's actually going to be Gabriel Jesus who's just come out. It's going to be his first touch, and he puts it past Fabianski to make it City 4, West Ham 0. I really hope we can build on this win, guys. I really hope this is a sign of what's to come over the next 9 games in the league. Tottenham, we are coming for you. It's 4-0. It's going to be difficult, but this is a fantastic first step. Wasn't the best penalty, to be honest. Fabianski's going to move one step to his other side. He'd have stopped that, but it's Jesus. It's only his 5th goal in the Premier League. Not that he's played super regularly for us, but good for him to get a goal. And there it is, the 4-time whistle. A fantastic start to the episode. A 4-0 thumping of West Ham at home, and that is more of what we like to see. That is much better performance. We made subs at the right time. We were clinical. We didn't throw it away. We kept the clean sheet. I mean, you can see from the stats. Dominant display, and the least we deserve that win. Let's move into the next one. Here we are then, guys. Welcome to game number 2 of today's episode. We're taking on Fulham at Craven Cottage. Another game where you would expect us to pick up all 3 points. And I believe this is actually our game in hand. I don't believe Tottenham or anyone around us are playing today. So this is the chance for us to close that gap to Tottenham to 5 points. And when you consider we've got to play them still as well, if we were to beat them, that gap would then be down to 2 points. So they literally only need to slip up once. And because of our goal difference, I mean, it's only 4 better than them, to be fair. They've really upped the pressure in the second half of the season. But right now, because of the goal difference, we would take them over. So, a lot of pressure on right now. Let's have a look at the lineups. You can see here the 2 players that are being highlighted. Marcus Rashford, who's apparently made the move to Fulham. And Sergio Aguero, who's got 17 goals so far this season, which is an impressive return where you consider the rotation that we've had on offer as well. So, fair play to Aguero. We all know he does it week in, week out. But let's take a look at the lineups and how we're going to be lining up against this Fulham side. So you can see Fulham starting off with Fabrizio in goal. They're going the back line of Tavernier. Who's that? Sorry? Ream. I don't know, I'm losing the plot there. Ream, Balanta and Brian. They've got a midfield holding lot of Zobnin, Seri and Kearney, and then in the attacking through they've got Carvalho, Mitrovic and Marcus Rashford. A big signing that would be for them in real life, wouldn't it? You can't see that happening anytime soon. But our lineup pretty much the same, you know. Our stamina isn't too bad. We've got Edison in goal, Walcott, Stones, Laporte and Mendy remaining the same. Fernandinho coming in alongside Kevin De Bruyne in the deeper roles, with then Mahrez, David Silva and Sané in support of Aguero. I did notice actually, of course, we changed in this new system to the pressure on heavy touch rather than constant pressure, and I noticed the stamina has actually dropped off significantly less, so maybe that's something that will help us going through these last 10 games as well, you know, keep us a bit fresher, which is handy. Laporte picks up the ball and finds Leroy Sané, who loses out straight away. Actually, Fulham look like they've not come to mess around. We've got that great result against West Ham. We really need to build on it, and they've got a man in early doors. Edison makes the save. A big chance for Fulham, and Edison stands tall. This is better now. Kyle Walker, after Fulham had that really good early start, We seem to have ridden that wave of pressure, as it were, and we're coming at ourselves here. And Sane, that's a fantastic drop back to Benjamin Mendy. So often I get in those positions, I need to get better at picking out the ball there. I played it wide. This has been a close game so far. Seri for Fulham puts it in the mixer. Well nodded out. It's been very competitive. We've not had it all our way here so far. Not like in the West Ham game. Aguero looking at Sane. There's a man getting in their back stick there. It's a great pullback. Oh, Kyle Walker gets on the end of it. 1-0 up away at Fulham. And that was a phenomenal pick out from your boy Leroy Sane. Walker struck it so nicely first time and gives us the lead at the Craven Cottage. I was saying just there, this game has been tough. It's not been all City. Fulham have got a threat, but I tell you what, we've had a chance, we've taken it here. Sane pulls it back into the space and Kyle Walker all on his own. Fabricio, if you're saving that, you deserve a medal because he struck it so cleanly, so powerfully. He did not stand a chance. Look at that. So nearly blocked by the defender as well, but ripples the net, nearly rips it off. And we've got a 1-0 lead at the Cottage.
It's a combination of skill and will to hold off.
Need to be careful here. Hopefully we saw the run in May, closed off the door to a certain extent. And we should have that. Mahrez could track him back. Sane got a lot of space to go into here. Avoids the challenge as well nicely. Kevin De Bruyne, Sane's carried on his run. Sane's still there. He's onside. Leroy Sane. Oh, that's the kind of chance we need to take. That would have put it to bed, but Fabricio gets the save. And it remains 1-0. Stones. Mendy. Ronnie Walker. Got a bit lucky there, didn't have many options and managed to get through to one of them. David Silva though, Sane, overlapping run of Mendy, going to get it in there first time. Well defended by Fulham again though. That's poor by Fulham. Aguero, is that a penalty? Yes, come on, we get the penalty. Aguero wasn't really going anywhere there either. I don't think it was a little ball roll that I did to try and get away from the man, and it encouraged the tackle. And you can see he's just nibbled that in there. And Aguero will get to take this one. This would put the game to bed. I'm going to go to the left. Sergio Aguero, 2-0. Come on. This is going to be 6 points out of 6, I hope, now from the episode so far. We've got Chelsea coming up next. But we're closing that gap on Tottenham. And that is all that matters. It's a great penalty to the keeper's left. He stays central. And he was, well, I don't be going to say that anyway. It's a great penalty from Aguero. Not super into the corner, but it was pretty good. Well, the 4-time whistle's gone, guys. It's a 2-0 win. That's 2 games, 2 clean sheets and 6 points. This is much more like it. The tactical changes so far seemingly paying off. You can see, though, Fulham, 5 shots, 3 on target. They didn't go quietly. We didn't dominate to the same extent that we did in the West Ham game. But it's another 3 points, and we've closed that gap on Tottenham. In fact, people have played today. I thought that was a game in hand against Spurs. Have Spurs played? Let's have a look if they picked up a win or not. Yes, they have played, and they did pick up the win. The points difference is still sat at 8 points, unfortunately. If we can win our game in hand, it will close it to 5. But I thought that game against Fulham was our game in hand there. Well, we've had some less than ideal news as we go into the busy time of the season. Jesus has picked up an injury in training and he's out for 2 months, so I think that pretty much rules him out for the entirety of the season. We're going to really need Cutrone to step up in this kind of situation. And there's also been a youth squad monthly report. You can see our 2 guys here, 86 to 94 and 83 to 94. Both of them looking absolutely fantastic. We will certainly be getting them into the squad very shortly. But the reason Jesus' injury is so bad, not only does it rule him out for the season, we've got Chelsea now. We've then actually got, United 2 days later. Chelsea on a Tuesday, United on a Thursday, and then Cardiff on a Saturday. Absolutely outrageous running that is. And it's going to be very, very tough. You can see we've got Tottenham coming up towards the end of the month as well. We really need them to slip up, but it's this kind of week now. If we can, in theory, pick up 9 points out of 9 here, that will be the worst part of it out the way, I think, because that is a horrendous week and the squad is going to be stretched to its limits. Here we are then, guys, for the second time today. We're under the lights at the Etihad. It's the final game of today's episode, and undoubtedly, it's the biggest one. We're hosting Chelsea. We need a win to keep that pressure upon Tottenham, and this is going to be a very, very tough game. I can't actually remember how we did against these at Stamford Bridge. It's skipping my mind how we got on earlier in the season, but they've got a strong squad. That man there, Eden Hazard's going to be causing us problems, I'm sure, and as it's a must-win game, it makes it even more tricky. You know, it's the kind of game where if you get a draw, you know, it's not the end of the world, but we need to pick up a win here. You can see the gap there again that Spurs have opened up. We need to close it, and if we're going to close it, we need to keep on winning games. Let's take a look at the lineup and see how we're going to be facing up against Chelsea. So this is how we're going to be facing up against Chelsea. As I say, we've actually got our strongest possible 11 here, despite the fact that Jesus is injured and he would normally be on the bench, of course. We are at full strength, and that's all you can ask for in this calibre of fixture. You don't want to be without your main men like we were in real life when we played Chelsea recently. You know, we've got Aguero, we've got De Bruyne, the big boys are there. Let's get the job done. Whereas Chelsea, they've got Kepa in between the six. They full strength. They've got Carvajal, David Luiz, Azpilicueta, and Mittelstadt. I don't know who he is at fullback. Drinkwater, Jorginho, and Kante making it in the midfield. And then attacking, they've got Pedro, Morata, and Hazard. So not looking too shabby themselves. We need a win. We're at home. Let's make it happen, boys. Come on. Morata goes in. He's got the ball. Not only that, he took us down. It was a great challenge, and we could be in trouble. Chelsea have come out here, and they're firing. They've not really made a chance yet, but you can see that the main business. Bernardo Silva finds Aguero. Going to go back to Bernardo. Can we feed it back to Sergio? We're going to go alone with Bernardo, you know. Well blocked up. It's come to De Bruyne. Oh, he just won't quite make its way through the crowd. Oh, you're going to have to forgive me, guys. The camera has just died. As I say that, Sané's got a chance. Oh, unfortunately there. Yeah, the camera's just died before the end of the episode. Going to have to go through this last game now without webcam, so sorry about that. Goes back to Stones. Playing patient football here. Kevin De Bruyne. Looking to go forward here. Aguero. Great record against Chelsea. Can he add to it? Oh, it's a good save. Well played. Sané can bring this away as well. Come on, Leroy. Get your foot down, lad. Sané's done really well here. He's going to keep on going, Leroy. Keep on going, Leroy. Can we get that in behind? We've prodded it that way. Sterling. Oh, not quite able to come to fruition again to attack. Sané did magnificently well, though. Hazard, the danger man. Kante, though, gives the ball away unlike him. And we're looking to break away again. Bernardo Silva. Aguero. I'm looking at Sané. I think we've timed that pretty well. Come on, Leroy. Can you bring it down? He can. Going to go across goal. Oh, it's another great save by Kepa. He is playing really well right now, Kepa. Very frustrating for ourselves. Bernardo Silva to get the cross in. Sané. Oh, straight at Kepa that time. Didn't have to move much at all for that one. His game, isn't it? Intercepting. Walker going to look for Mahrez here. The first opportunity he gets. Red Mahrez, fresh legs, galloping inside. Goes to the switch to Leroy Sané. He's been forced back, to be fair, and that's really poorly given away by me. Completely wrong option there. We need to recover. We've not recovered yet. Kante. Oh, he's rode the challenge as well. We could be in big trouble here. Oh, we are in big trouble. It's 1-0 Chelsea. Oh, not long to go, and it's Alvaro Morata that's netted. Poorly given away by ourselves in the midfield. And with 25 minutes to go, we have all of a sudden got a mountain to climb. Great defending. Come on. Fernandinho. We need something big now. Walker bringing it forward. Aguero. David Silva. We've got the runners. We've got the runners. Leroy Sané at the bottom. Gonna look to pull it back. Oh, every time I go for goal it's safe, so I thought I'd pull it back this time. Maybe we should have gone for goal after all. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, it's well blocked out again. Mahrez this time. David Silva. Sané gets the chance to turn. Leroy Sané. Yes! Come on. We're back in the game. 5 minutes to go. Can we launch a huge comeback here? I'm trying to pick up the ball and it's not letting me. What a finish that was by Leroy. We got 5 minutes to get a goal here and pick up what would be a huge 3 points. Put it in there. Giroud's in there, you know. We need to be careful. David Silva. Well played between him and Aguero. Sané. Back to David Silva. Look at Aguero's run. Oh my God, if Aguero's on side here, he is. Can he hold off the man? That's a dirty tackle. It's a filthy tackle from David Luiz. We were in there with Sergio. I think it's a free kick, not a penalty, but that surely has to be a red. Surely. You're not going to tell me he's just going to warn David Luiz for that. Get off it. It was a horrendous tackle. He knew a yellow card. Can we do anything with this free kick? Kevin De Bruyne. My word. We're going to go for a powerful effort here. Going to go to the keeper's left. Oh, it's well saved, and we got a corner.
I'm not sure, but anyway,
Chance
the
to get it
replay
forward,
here
but that's the four-time whistle. It's a 1-1 draw, a result that in any normal circumstances wouldn't be too bad whatsoever. We played well as well. We could have won that game. Kepa was absolutely a rock in between the Chelsea sticks, but it's a draw that will have Tottenham fans rubbing their hands together because we will not be closing that gap unless, of course, they have dropped points themselves. A 1-1 draw, not ideal at all in the circumstances. And there it is then, guys. After that Chelsea draw, that does mean you can see we play the same amount of games as Tottenham and remain 7 points behind with the same amount of games to go, 7 apiece. We have still got to play them, so if we beat them, we can bring it down to 4. But even so, we need them now to pretty much drop points on 2 separate occasions, as well as in the game against ourselves when we beat them. So, going to be a big ask, that one, I feel like. But, I mean, I can't really complain about the episode in terms of results-wise. We deserved the win against Chelsea, but we played well. It's not a horrendous result on any other occasion, but you know, we need to be winning every single game right now to make sure that we close the gap, and we just weren't able to do that. But a much better display on the whole in terms of how 3 games were played. 9 points were on show and we got 7 of them, so not too bad. We just need Tottenham to slip up, and they are just not dropping points right now, unfortunately. But that is going to end off the episode, guys. As I said at the start, if you have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you all next time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Nidge out.